don't even know if they can hear me because I never used these before.
You gotta do a testing.
I tested before when I was with you. Get comfortable. You're gonna be here for a minute. Hey y'all. So this is my not so podcast, almost podcast show because it's a podcast, but it's not a podcast. I decided to do a podcast because I talk a lot, and everybody was like, "Oh, you should just might as well do a podcast." And I'm like, "Might as well," because I like to talk. Let's talk. So today, obviously, I have my mom. Mother's Day is Sunday, so I wanted to at least drop this on Mother's Day. I was supposed to record last weekend, but you know me, I'm a Virgo. I be Virgoing. I just be outside and then being chaotic and then not being chaotic and then being normal. So I'm like, okay, um, might as well just do something productive, something that I like to do. Podcast, I pretty much talk about life, evolution, um, I don't know, mental health, growth, learning from each other, teaching others, in like a serious but a light humor way because y'all know I'm serious, but I'm not that serious. But I like talking about serious stuff because it's life. I feel like a lot of people have podcasts and they don't talk about nothing for real. They just be talking. So if we gonna talk, let's talk about the real. Let's not talk about the superficial internet stuff that be going on because everybody's so fake nowadays. So if we gonna talk, let's be real, and really talk about what's going on with life. And life has been the same for thousands of years and more. So let's really just get into that. So that's really basically what my channel is about. So this first episode is called Grown into a Woman. This is the first episode. So who better to have as my first guest on my episode than my mom because she's a woman. Like, let's clap. So obviously, like I said, this is my mom. This is my creator. I feel like my mom was perfect for this episode. When I wrote this episode, I was like, oh, my mom, because I'm still growing into a woman. So that's why the episode's called Growing into a Woman, because I'm not even fully a woman. I'm a woman, but I'm not up to her stature. So I'm like, okay, we can compare the differences of things, of growth, and just learn from each other and teach other that are my age that sometimes that didn't get a chance to have a mother or experience certain stuff, or sometimes parents don't have certain experiences, and I feel like my mom has a lot of experience where she could teach a lot of people, and I just feel like my mom is like, she can be like an advocate to like help people. She's like, she has like her own little testimony, and she can teach a lot of people stuff. So that's why I decided to choose you. Yay! A week. Okay, so first off, let's just start off and just ask you, how are you feeling just overall? Like, it don't have to be about the episode, but let's just start off by like how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm great.
All right, with the fake stuff. I'm fake stuff. Like, we ain't about to do the fake stuff. We gonna do it.
I'm all is well. All is well. I'm great. I'm in the land of the living, and I'm just glad I'm here still. I'm great.
Great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Marvelous.
Magnificent. Far as me, I feel like I'm okay. Life has been lifing right now, which one day y'all probably know, maybe, maybe not, but I'm just ain't in the space for that. But I'm okay. I'm here. I'm trying to be me. It just be great. Just try to live. Just try to take it one step at a time to be here, because life is ghetto sometimes. So yeah. So I'm feeling good. So firstly, I don't even know exactly how I can get into the conversation of this, because I feel like growing into a woman is like you're always growing as a woman every day. So I don't even know where to start. And I think in my mind, where to start is like taking it back to like isolate age. So like this is before the cycle, the menstrual. This is those days. Okay. So taking it back to probably like elementary school days, what kind of kid were you that you could remember? What kind of kid? Like, what was your mindset around that time? Some of the things that you thought you would be doing in your future. Like, give us the background on that.
Okay, I was a quiet kid. I was a very quiet kid. You wouldn't believe that now, but I was. I was a quiet kid because I'm the last of four. So I was very sheltered. The last child is always sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sheltered a lot by my mom and my dad and my sisters and brothers. And I kind of like stuck under them a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like my mother and father. We want to go from 5 years old.
Yeah,
I
that's cool.
was
That's just short it
from
is.
five, I was always sheltered. I was
Right.
always, my dad used to pick me up from school because back then, I didn't go a whole day of kindergarten. I went a
Okay.
half a
Half a
day.
day. Not like now.
I
They
went a
just make
half a
make you
day of
go a whole day.
kindergarten, and my dad used to pick me up from school because my dad worked at night. He worked in the post office, so he worked at night. So he used to pick me up from school, and then I basically used to be with him, the whole day until the other kids come home, my brothers and sisters come home from school, and my mom. Once they came home, then I would go in and be with my brothers and sisters. But I was basically
Mm-hmm.
a quiet child because, like I said, I was the last child.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically did everything they wanted me to do.
Do yeah,
You
because you're the
know,
baby.
yeah. So they were doing things around the house, and they would include me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really want to do it, but I had to do it because they would include me.
Yeah.
So that's basically how my younger years started off until I became a teenager. You start thinking a little more on your own and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. Mommy start letting you go outside a little bit.
Right.
My mother was always a church woman, so she always was very sheltered. She always was sheltered to us. We couldn't sleep over people houses. We
Mm-hmm.
couldn't, a lot of things we couldn't do. So,
So you went from okay, so you said you was a quiet kid,
mhm,
very sheltered, the
mhm,
baby, sweet, wanna follow after everybody pretty
mhm.
much and do what they do. So then as a
Into junior
teenager,
high
so now
school.
let's get into middle school, junior high school. Now
Junior
junior high
high
school, what kind of
school.
person was you?
Oh my God, I turned into a crazy monster.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what it was about junior high school, but it was like junior high school was like more like like some people go to college and they be
Yeah.
like,
They wow
yeah,
out.
I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's how junior high school was for me back then. So when I got in junior high school, everything just changed. Maybe like the first year, I kind of like was trying to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but I went to school,
Figure what were you trying to figure out? Like
like
who
the
you were?
movement,
Or
yeah,
like the
the
environment?
environment, the movement, who I'm gonna hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
I had my cousin, which was kind of like my best friend. So me and her grew up together. We were in the same age bracket. I was 6 years older than her. I mean, not 6 years. I was 6 months older than her. So me and her hung out. We hung out a lot, and we went to the same junior high school. So junior high school was a whole different ball game for me. So I got in junior high school, and everybody from the neighborhood went to
The same
that high
school.
school.
Yeah.
So I got in junior high school, and the first year went kind of smooth for me
Mm-hmm.
because it was something new.
Right.
So it went kind of smooth. Then the next year, oh my God, I was a whole
Why though? Like
different
what
person.
clicked that just was like, okay, I'm about to be a
I
whole
don't
different
know. I
person.
don't know what happened, why the change, but I changed.
Right.
I started to be very known because I was playing basketball in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I was very outgoing. I started to be more outgoing. I started to be more. more noticeable
Yeah.
because I was
Oh, so you
tall.
got cool,
Yeah, I
basically.
got
You got
cool.
cool. So you was
Right.
feeling
I
yourself.
became
You started
into
feeling yourself.
I
Yeah.
turned into the cool girl. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody knew me. Everybody was like, and they didn't call me by my name. They called me either Slim or either China.
Right.
So they would be like China, Slim, da, 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 you know. So I
Yeah.
was like a popular. I became
Oh,
popular.
popular.
I
Yeah.
became popular.
So do you feel like I'm only saying this because there are probably gonna be high schoolers, middle schoolers, girls in college, because you know popularity is never gonna go away.
Nah,
No matter how
never.
old you are, you could be 60 years old, you
Never.
could be the cool lady,
It
the cool
never.
little old
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, yeah.
It
It
just
never
don't
goes.
never go away.
It never goes
So
away.
do you feel like as women, because we're gonna speak about women right now, like
Okay.
do you feel like as women, because you said it like changed you, I don't know what ways it changed you, because you just said it just changed you for like a monster. That's what you said.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
just
Cause I
impacted
got
you.
it gets more deeper than that because I started hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
with certain people.
Yeah.
Your parents be telling you
Don't do that.
people, places, and things, and we don't like to listen. So I started hanging out with certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I started hanging out with all the hip people, all the
And
down
seeing what they
people.
doing and
I was
stuff.
on the scene with them. Started smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
I started smoking. Smoking cigarettes,
Mm-hmm.
drinking beer, and just hanging out with the hip people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everything just flip flop. It just flip.
So that was basically gonna be my question. So because I feel like me, you kind of experience the same thing in a different way. I feel like most females, not always, because not a lot of females are able to become popular or be cool or be known or just have that kind of that stature. I feel like with me, I kind of went through something similar. I didn't go through exactly what you did, but I definitely smoked weed young. Like I definitely did those things. But um there was like a point in time when I got to middle school and I actually wanted to be popular. Like people always knew me and I was cool, but I always wanted to be like anywhere I go in New York City, I want somebody to know me because I want to have connections and I want to be able to
And
have
they did,
fun. And they did, which is true. It did.
and they did.
But it wasn't the best.
Right.
It wasn't the best as I feel like it could be a man or a female or a woman. But I'm just saying, speaking for a woman, it was not the best. Like it just was not that fun. Like, cause you got everybody in your business. Dang, I just popped my chain. You got everybody in your business. You got everybody in your business, and then like now you have to mold your mindset a certain way. And then not only that, you're feeling yourself, so your ego is like, yeah,
very, very high.
it's very high. And then I feel like when I used to go out and stuff, I was like myself, and being around certain friends, I was myself. But at the same time, I had to like not pretend to be somebody I wasn't, but it was like now I'm around these people and they expect me to be this way all the time. So now I gotta be this way all the time. But then when I'm at home, I'm like, I hate it here. I don't want to be cool anymore. Like I don't like it. Like, how do I get out of this? Like, I don't like it. I just feel like it shaped my mind. You have to shape your mind a certain way to be in like that kind of vibe.
But see, I didn't have that problem. Cool was cool for me. That was the thing,
Yeah.
The cool people was just
the cool people.
Yeah. That was the thing. So that
Yeah.
never bothered me about being cool,
I think mine was like stuck in a crossroad.
My problem would have been if I wasn't cool. Then what would have happened? You know what I mean? Because I probably would have been picked on because remember I was tall, I was skinny,
Yeah.
I was dark skinned,
Yeah.
I probably would have been picked on if I wasn't the cool girl.
Yeah.
So I was cool,
So it's like a blessing and a curse because I feel the same with me. I didn't really get picked on too much. I didn't really get picked on, but the first instance I learned the first time somebody ever tried to pick on me, it wasn't a female, it was a guy. A guy tried to pick on me about my appearance. Females always was like, you pretty, you fly, you got nice hair, you dress nice. But guys would try to depict my appearance like you're tall, you got a big forehead.
And that's weird.
And it's weird. That was my first time.
I never had that.
It was a guy.
All the guys, when I hung out in junior high school, like, well, I knew mostly everybody.
Yeah.
But all the guys, they were like my homeboys.
I had homeboys, but they used to
my homeboys. It was like I was like one of the dudes. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
feel I was the same way, but you had that bunch, not even a bunch, that one eyeball. I feel like what I feel like for me, as me being a tall woman and like the way I hold myself, I think sometimes I intimidate people.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a real
Yeah.
like, hey, it's me, hi, look at me. I'm very like reserved and quiet, so they don't know what I'm thinking. They don't know, so they feel like they like versus a person who was loud, you can kind of tell what type of person he is. Me, I'm quiet, reserved, so it's like, and she tall, like, what is she thinking? Is she, oh, she must be mean. And it's just like, no, I'm actually really
But
cool.
see, mine was
Like,
sort of kind of like the opposite. Mine were it was the same thing as far as with the tallness and the. I never was like a boasty person.
yeah,
You never knew when I was coming unless you saw me.
right,
You know,
exactly.
so I was mine was just the opposite, but I was just like tall and I had a certain look, so everybody thought I was mean
Right.
because I had a certain look.
Yeah.
But when I opened my mouth, when I spoke, they were like, "Oh, she mad cool, you know?
Yeah.
She's mad. Oh, I thought you was me." I used to
Yeah.
get that even when I'm jumping ahead now. Even when I was working
Mm-hmm.
at my job, like a lot of my coworkers wouldn't talk to me because they
They
thought I
thought you was
was
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
Cause like I mean business when I go to work. That's like business for me.
It's been.
You know what I mean? I don't come in here to play. I
Mm-hmm.
come in here to do what I gotta do my do my hours. I'm getting up out of here. I ain't coming in here to play.
Right.
So a lot of them for a long time, for years,
Mm-hmm.
they just used to say hi to me and that's it.
Hi, bye.
You know, like certain people out in passing. Because I worked in a big building, a big, big warehouse. So, it's a lot of people there, so them seeing me every year, throughout the day and every year, they would be like, hey, I'd be like, hey, and keep it moving,
Mm-hmm.
They like that. She mad mean until they would like come into our office where I work and they would hear me talking to people. They like, and then I would, we would have like open conversations
And they be
and
like,
they would
they
be,
see where your
they be
mind is
like,
at and stuff.
"Oh wow, you mad cool! I never knew you was that cool. I thought you was like the mean girl." I'm like, why would I be a mean girl? Like,
Right. And let's talk about Mean Girls. We're going to talk about Mean
oh
Girls.
my
We got to
god,
talk about Mean Girls because they still mean still to this day.
yeah,
They mamas was mean. They grandmamas was mean. They great
oh yeah,
grandmama was mean. So
oh
they
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
We're going to talk
You
about
got
Mean
mean
Girls.
girls out there.
We're going to talk about Mean Girls.
You got some they swallow you up if you let them too. They will swallow you and spit you out if you let them.
Okay.
I had that experience because honestly,
With Mean Girls?
I had that problem because honestly, I really was a church girl as I was growing up. We didn't get to that part.
Yeah.
I was a church girl. I'm still a church girl,
Uh-huh.
And I honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all something that everybody know in my family and the people in my old neighborhood that went to the church that I went to. They know I had a fight in church. I did.
She did.
I had a fight in church because I was being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a bully.
And what age? This was like what?
Okay, I was on a junior choir, so it was like junior high school, so it was about
Okay.
that age.
So okay, boom. So we good in timeline then.
Around that same age
Mm-hmm.
timeline. And I would go to church, me and my sister, my mother, the church was right across the street. Actually, I'm from Brownsville, so
yeah,
we went to Brownsville Community Baptist Church. And it's right across the street from where we live. And my mother would send us over there, me and my sister, and we would go, to church every Sunday or whatever they had, we was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the usher board, I was on the choir, different auxiliaries, we were on it. So I was being bullied, but nobody knew because I never told nobody. I never, told my mother.
Because you were scared?
I was so afraid. I was so scared of this girl. I wouldn't tell nobody, So this was a Sunday morning. The junior choir was scheduled to sing that Sunday morning, and the way the church was facing, it was like the audience, like we're here and the audience is out there. So we're on the choir stand, and I mean, choir rehearsal, everything. This girl used to always pick on me. I don't know why she kept picking on me. I never
Mhm.
did nothing to this girl, never said nothing to this girl, but she was bullying me, and I never
Mhm.
told nobody. So this Sunday morning, we on the choir stand, and she sat behind me, and I'm sitting here, and she's like in the next row behind me, right, like direct. This is how bad it was. Like, why would you sit directly behind me though? That's the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how you
So
know
she
she was
was just
just
antagonizing you.
yeah, she was just a bully. So she sat directly behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, like why? You know, in my head I'm just going like, why she just don't leave me alone? I couldn't even concentrate like on what I was really supposed to be doing. I'm up there singing. I'm supposed to be singing, you know what I mean? Singing for the
Mhm.
Lord, you know, whatever. I couldn't even concentrate about that because now I'm so scared because this girl is sitting behind me, you know. So all of a sudden I feel like a hot flash on my neck, like she smacked me.
What
And my reaction with that smack
was to hit her?
was to grab her.
Right.
When she smacked me, I just react and grabbed her and pound on her. And all I heard was screaming. And then they just pulled us off each other and took us. This was a Sunday morning. You know, a
Yo.
Sunday morning, and they took us. They had like little offices on the side. They took us in the office or whatever, and it was like, what happened? What is going on? And I was just so mad. You know, I was a kid, so
Yeah.
you know how kids do. We pout and we, you know, I was like that. I was just so
Upset.
upset, and they were like, well, what happened? And Reverend Burton, God bless his soul, he was like, what happened? She's been bullying me for a very long time. I just never told nobody. And he said, "Don't ever do that. If somebody ever, you know, he was so lovable. He said, if somebody ever bully you or do anything that's not right, you let somebody know. You know, don't just,
Hold it in.
hold it in." And from that day on, she never bothered me again.
Did she even look your way?
Never. She never looked at me.
Are
She
we?
never said nothing to me. Yo, she used to say like little things every time I walked by. I mean, this went on for maybe even years. I just
Yeah.
didn't say nothing to nobody. She used to, every time I used to walk by, she used to say little things like, this
Mm.
is church.
Right.
This was church. This girl was doing this to me. She'd say things. She would be with her little friend, and she would, they would laugh, and it was horrible. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
that's
But
crazy.
after that beating that day on that Sunday morning,
She left you alone.
she didn't even look at me.
It was the
I'm
end.
telling you, when I went back to as a grown woman, when I went back, they have like the reunions and stuff. When I went back to the reunion, I actually was looking for her. I couldn't remember how she looked or nothing.
Oh
She
wow.
probably could have been looking right at me, and I kept
But she
looking.
probably felt
I
bad.
was really looking around because I wanted to like really see her. I wanted to
Mhm.
like really see her and tell her, you remember? I remember when you was bullying me because that's the type of woman I am now.
Now,
I know
right.
not to be timid and not to be quiet, and
Mhm.
I know to open my mouth now. So
Mhm.
I was really, me and my sister went there, and I was looking around because I was like, Dad, I can't remember. God wouldn't allow me to remember how she looked or nothing. I couldn't remember her name, nothing. But I was looking around to see if anybody had that hard look on me so that I could see if that was her. Because I was going to say, was that you? You was the one that we had that fight on Sunday morning? Because I was going to tell her, you bullied me for a long time and that wasn't right. Do you have any kids? I was gonna have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
I was gonna really have a conversation with her because
Yeah.
that was not cool. But that was like really the only time I got bullied as a kid. Then I got bullied as an adult.
Oh
They
gosh,
tried.
we gonna get there. We gonna get
Okay.
there.
But yeah, as a kid, that was the bullying that I had as a kid.
Okay.
That was well, that's the only one I could really remember because after that, mm, I don't think I
Yeah.
had any more bullying after that.
See, yeah, I didn't get bullied by girls. I got bullied by a boy. I got a
Mm,
bullied by a boy. You remember?
What boy?
You remember when we lived in Woodside? And then the boy, what's his name? I can't say his name, but what's his name? And I had was upset, and I had came home, and I was like, yeah, because he was sitting up there talking about my forehead and stuff like that, and he was trying to embarrass me and stuff like that. I was so upset. That was the first time I ever was upset about something like that because I'd never experienced that. Like I never had a problem with that. Nobody has ever done that to me. So I was like, what? Like, what is this?
Yeah, and that's kind of weird when it comes from a boy or even a man.
I don't feel like it's weird. I think it's very common.
To me, it's weird
because they never experienced it. Yeah,
it's weird.
But you hear a lot of stories about guys bullying girls all the time, or vice versa. Sometimes girls bully guys as well when you're young. But for me, I didn't realize it though because I started now. I share a lot, I tell people I'm in therapy and stuff like that, and they make you think about things that you kind of completely kind of forgot about or you just never thought about. So we was having a conversation about something, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was thinking after my therapy session, and I was like, yo, like, why am I like this? Why am I like just thinking to myself? And then whatever the conversation was that we had, I was like, dang, the first time I ever was bullied was not by a female or a woman. Dang, I forgot where we was at.
All right, so let's do another question then.
What are 3 words to describe the transition from girlhood to womanhood?
Say that again.
What are 3 words to describe the transition from girlhood to womanhood?
Girlhood to womanhood.
Mm-hmm. So for me, from girlhood to womanhood, from when I was a girl, I feel like I was a little bit more obviously naive. So more naive. I was naive with the transition. I would say like just like more confident, more became more confident from like being a girl to a woman, and then like trying to think of other words that I feel more sensitive. Mm-hmm. I became more sensitive because I feel like back then when I was a girl, I was kind of hard body. I was just like, I don't care. I got this. Then as a woman, it's like, I don't think I got this, but it's okay. Like, and just more like, more understanding. Because I wasn't understanding back there. I was kind of almost like a control freak. Low key. Like, very low key.
Because you would spoil you.
That's why. Not even that. I think it's my Virgo in me. My Virgo in me is very perfectionist.
Spoil you got a lot to do with it too. I think you will spoil you. And I think because I was kind of like a little control freak at one time too because I was spoil you.
I did not like when things like I had a good friend who was a guy and he wanted to hang out with me and I think something had happened and then he was just like, okay, like we could just do this like this. And I'm like, no, I want to do it like this. If things did not work out according to plan, I used to have a day. Like I used to be pissed. Like I used to be pissed. I used to be like, nothing could go. Like I used to be mad. Like real life. I had to learn how to be a little bit more easygoing and more like it's okay. You can do something else. The show still must goes on. Back then, it was like my whole lifestyle. If things did not go according, or if people didn't make plans on, like people like, oh, like we're gonna do this that day, and then like it don't go according, I'm like, excuse me, I'm pissed.
Oh no wonder they called you Princess Amaya.
I was pissed.
That's why they called you Princess Amaya.
I was pissed. I think it had to do with me not being mature enough to understand life.
Right.
Like things happen and things don't always go according. And I noticed that as I started to grow up to be who I am today, is that sometimes I can't make it happen. And people be mad at me, and I just be like, you gotta be understanding. Like, that's like the biggest thing that I stress from people, because I'm like, chill out. I would have made it happen if I could make it happen, but I couldn't make it happen. It's okay, but we could do it like this, and it still works. Back then, for me, I didn't understand that. I had people around me, certain people who was mature enough to understand that and tell me, girl, it ain't that deep. And it took a while. I don't know what, like I said, this goes back to me transitioning my mindset as a female. I think once I got to high school, and I think once I got to like 11th grade, because ninth and 10th grade, um, I was in a different mode. I feel like I still was in a different mode. I was on like a rah-rah mode. I was on some like aggressive mode. I didn't care. I'm in your face. You don't like it, I'm gonna speak my mind. I was just like, I felt like I was unstoppable, basically. Once I got to 11th grade, I felt like I kind of like slowed down. I kind of slowed down. I feel like in my way, in my mind. My mind started to change, of thinking about, what do I want for myself? Where do I want to be? Where do I see myself? I don't want to do the same thing. It just started to expand a little bit as like a female. I felt like I wanted to be more pretty. I was wearing flats at a point in time going to AGL. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like I changed. I changed from when I want to wear Jordans, I want to do this. I still had that, but I was like more pretty. I felt I had a purse, not a book bag. Mm-hmm. So that's how I knew like that was like a transition for me. My mindset was definitely different there. I felt like I was more gentle. I was more quiet. I wasn't really like, I gotta say this. I gotta say this when it's time for me to say this, but I could be quiet and I could be okay. And I wasn't in the mix as much anymore either. I feel like back then I was like not messy. I was never messy, but I was like in the loop. I didn't like being in the loop anymore by that time, because I had already experienced that from middle school at an early age. Like being in the loop and hanging out with older people and being around older people and people thinking that I was older and a whole bunch of other stuff was happening. I didn't necessarily like it. A lot of people was in my business. I had rumors being made about me all the time. Like good or bad. It didn't matter what it was. It was rumors about me. And it was people that didn't even know me. It was based off like social media though, because we was heavy on social media back in the day. So I was cute on social media and everybody thought I was cute. People wanted to know who I was. They never see me in the flesh because I always was never outside. But it was always something. It was always something being said. It could be about the stupidest thing ever. Like, oh, she don't got no hair under her weave. How would you know? Like, it would be stupid stuff. Like, it wouldn't even be nothing big, but it was always rumors being made about me. And that's how I knew I was cool. Because I was like, if you could talk about a person, you don't even really know a person in real life.
You must be doing cool. Something.
Like, you pretty cool. Like,
you must be doing something for everybody to have you in their mouth.
Yes, and that's how it was. Like, so I was like, I definitely seen that transition. I became a little bit more mellow. I became that I didn't want to play the front anymore. I had a bit of followers on social media at the time where I just felt like everybody was in my business all the time, and I never even really said too much. And I never even at that time I never even cared to clear things up either. I used to just let people say what they want to say about me and not clear it up, like literally.
And that's a part of the maturity.
Yeah,
when you just don't even.
But I think I aged backwards.
You just keep on going about your life. You just keep on. Oh yeah.
I aged backwards, and I feel like I aged backwards because now as an adult, oh baby, you're not saying nothing about me and think you going wrong with it. You're not gonna make your own narrative about me. You're not, because I know who I am now. So you're not gonna sit up there. I'm not saying I didn't know who I was then, but it was just kind of like I feel like it was just all thrown at me, and I didn't know how to handle it. So it's like, okay, if I explain this to these people, is they even gonna really listen? Now it's like, I'm gonna make you listen if you don't want to listen, and then whatever your perspective is and your narrative is after I clear it up, that's on y'all. But you're not about to sit up here and depict my character and make a narrative and think I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
Back then, that's how it was though. I never used to clear stuff up. I used to just be like, whatever. Like, dang, why you?
Well, that's sort of kind of like me.
I used to be like,
I never cleared things up. I had a lot of things said about me.
Why y'all saying
and
that?
And I knew it was being said, but most of the stuff that was being said, it was basically
nonsense.
It was basically over a guy.
Same.
It was over a guy.
I definitely experienced that.
You know, so they were like, she too young to be with him. I don't know why she with him. You know, it was just a whole bunch of nonsense. So I ain't paying no mind. I just kept it moving.
Yeah.
I just kept it going.
You have to. That happened to me with my first boyfriend. My first boyfriend, you know who my first boyfriend is. You just didn't know that was my first boyfriend. But that happened. Can't say it right now. But my first boyfriend, he was cool first. He was cool first. He knew a lot of people. I knew people, but I didn't know a lot of people at the time, and that wasn't even really on my mind. I wore my natural hair at this time, so yeah. So he was pretty cool, and I feel like a lot of people knew him, and he was like always moving around and outside and stuff like that. And when I started to like date him, it was like who is she? Why is she? Like it just was always like trying to figure it out. So when me and him had like our situation, like we broke up and stuff, it was rumors about me then. That was like the first time I think I ever experienced like real rumors. And I didn't know how to experience that. I didn't really speak up for myself at all. I kind of just expected other people to speak up for me in a way because they knew who I was. And other people didn't really know who I was. But I didn't speak up for myself at all around that time. And I don't really regret it because it's just like it is what it is. Like,
but you know, it's like basically it's like a domino effect. When people hear one thing,
it gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse as it get past that.
Have you ever played that game?
Telephone,
right? And you whispered in somebody's ear something,
it
and
gets
then you
worse.
whisper to the next person. And by the time the last person get it,
it's something completely different.
A whole
and that's how it was.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it was. Yeah. So I didn't know, I didn't know how to clear that up or stuff like that. But I'm just saying that was like my transition. I feel like that was a part of my transition from that was a piece of my transition from like a young teenager to a young adult. I feel like I just started to get a little bit more reserved. Like I wasn't really I was always reserved in a way, but back then, even though I said I wanted to be popular, I never wanted to be seen. I just like, I don't want everybody to be in my face. I don't want everybody to be seen. I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want everybody now. Now I want everybody in my face. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Now that I'm like an adult, I'm like, I want to be seen. I want to be famous. Like I want everybody to see me. Like I want to be able to lie to these people and tell these people something so they can have a rumor about it and it ain't even true. So I can really actually have my personal life be personal instead of actually talk about my personal life. So I be saying that now. Like I be like, I don't mind being seen. I like when people give me compliments. I like when people like. I like it. I like when people want to follow the things that I do. I feel like, oh, I'm doing something. You want to dress like me? You want to look like me? That's dope. Like I like that. But
I had that
then I did not like
years.
it. Then I didn't like it. Then I thought it was weird. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why do you want to? What are you talking about? What do you mean I dress nice? Thank you. That nice that you want to look like me? That's scary. I felt like that was scary because it was just it was weird. Like I just felt like it was
people
weird.
Want to look like you, want to sound like you, want to act like you, everything.
It was weird back in the days, but now I don't mind it so much. I feel very. What do you feel like is the best years for women, or the best ages for women? Like ages for women, like the best time. You know how they be like, oh, this is your prom, or this is this. Like, what do you feel like is the best years for women?
Well, for me, I don't know about everybody else, but I'll only speak for me. For me, my best years was, because everybody's years is different. So for me, my best years was like my 30s going into my 40s.
Why you say that?
That was my best years. Because it just seemed like then I think I was having a little more fun. You know, I was a little more outgoing. I mean, I'm still outgoing, but I was way more outgoing then in my 30s and my 40s because I was doing a little more stuff. I was smoking, I was drinking, I was, I was, not saying that you have to do that to have fun.
But you was living, you was more vibrant.
I was outside more. Put it like that. Right. I was outside. I went to work. Then I was outside. I was outside more. So I just think that those years in my life was just like, those was like my golden years. Those was kind of like my golden years. Because I met my husband then. Yeah, I met my husband then. I met my husband when I was like 32. I was 32 when I met him. So from that time on down, going on down into my 40s, those was kind of like my best years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel like in your 30s to your 40s. I haven't
Hmm.
got there yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, those was my best years. I mean, and like
I hate
now,
my 20s.
and like now,
I hate it.
like now, I'm in my, you know, my end of my 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you feel like these are good years too?
I'm right now. Honestly, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm gonna be very, very honest with
That's
you.
what we're here for.
Right now, my birthday this year, I'm going into a whole nother chapter.
There's a transition.
So I'm trying to figure it out.
So you like now you feel like you're back in figure out mode, like when you
Yep.
was in your 20s, in
Yep.
your teenage years.
Yep. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out because it's like a new thing. It's like new things for me. It's like I gotta figure it out.
I think most people are like that.
Yeah.
I think most people are like that.
I'm in that stage right now because I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm about to be 60. So
and
I'm about to be 60.
Like, what about it?
No. So I'm about to be 60 this year. So I'm like,
period.
I'm in that mode to where it's like, okay, in my head, I'm going like, Dad, I'm gonna be 60. Like,
yeah.
You know, like,
are you like reflecting on like a lot of things that you
went
through and your change?
I'm even dreaming now. I'm even having dreams and everything about before. You know, when I was in my 50s, when I was in my 40s, I'm having dreams. So that's how I know I'm going through a chapter. I'm going through a stage. Yeah, I'm going through a stage.
That's great though.
So
that's
I'm
exciting.
I'm just trying to figure it out. And then sometimes it's like, well, I learned this in my 50s though. Like the speaking when should be spoken.
Yeah.
And because I had a very bad temper. I ain't gonna lie. I had a bad temper at one point. So I had to learn how I had to regroup myself all over again to, become an adult, because I felt like that wasn't being an adult. Just speaking out of term and just speaking when you want to speak just because you feel like you could do it, that's not being an adult.
I'm trying to get back to that.
That's not being an adult. So I used to do that a lot. I mean, a real lot. So I had to learn, and I learned that in my 50s. I ain't gonna lie. I learned that in my 50s. I learned how to shut up, be quiet, speak when speak when you should speak.
Need to.
Think before you speak. Just don't say things because you hurt people's feelings when you say certain things. I had to learn. I had to really program myself not to do that because I really had a bad habit of doing that. I just didn't care what I said. I didn't care, whatever came to my mind. If I felt it, I said it,
Yeah.
So I had to reschool myself on not doing that. So I had to learn with the help of God, because he's the one that quieted my tongue down, because I had a loud tongue and he quieted it down. So now when I don't speak, people think I'm a punk. They think
I be feeling like that
people
too.
Think, and even my husband.
I be feeling like
even
that
my
too.
husband sometimes. Oh, you let them say this or you let her say that, and I'm like, listen, you don't always have to speak. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to just, zip it. It's okay if a person, because you never know what that person is going through. They could go home and kill themselves. You don't know. Sometimes you just got to be quiet and just let it simmer out. So now when I'm quiet, I'm a punk. I'm being bullied. No, I don't see it like that.
Yeah,
because
I feel like that.
In my mind, I see things differently because I had an experience with the Lord. God came into my life. So when that happened to me, a lot of things change.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people don't understand that. They just be like, what's she talking about? Well, I had an experience. You know what I'm saying? You have to have your own experience. I had my experience.
Everybody has their own journey. So
right. So he taught me how not to do that, how to not say things to hurt people's feelings, how to govern myself accordingly when I'm speaking, when I'm doing things, when I'm around people, so I had to reschool myself. So that's what happened with me. So now when I don't speak, everybody's so used to me speaking out of term and so used to me being that person. Now when I don't do it, when I'm quiet, they be like, what's wrong with you? You know, what's the matter? You know, because I had a bad temper. So I had to learn how to control. God had to help me learn how to control my temper. Because I would just speak, not only just speak, I would hit too. You know what I mean? I would hit, I would speak, I would do all kind of craziness, you know? And that's just crazy because that's not being an adult.
Yeah.
It's not being an adult.
Nah, yeah, I can see
You
that. I
know?
could agree. Yeah, I definitely feel like for me, I don't feel like I need to, I don't want to say I don't feel like I need to hold my tongue. Know when and when not to hold your tongue. But I definitely need to learn how to handle more stuff with grace because
Mm-hmm.
in therapy, what my therapist taught me is that sometimes with me, I don't speak on everything right then and there. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I let stuff build up, and she said it's like a volcano
Mm-hmm.
experience. And she was like, you need to stop
Mm-hmm.
allowing yourself to have a volcano experiences.
Yes.
You're not a robot. You're not a unicorn. You're a
Mm-hmm.
human being, and you have
Mm-hmm.
feelings. And if you feel some type of way about something, you can say
Yeah,
stuff
have a
with grace.
conversation. Have a
You can
conversation.
say stuff with grace and
Mm-hmm.
just dead it there.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day. So that's something that I had to learn as being an adult because I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
that as
Mm-hmm.
a young adult. And sometimes when you do that, you get taken advantage of. Like, people don't realize you're being taken advantage
Oh
of.
yeah.
So you don't even realize you're being
I
taken
hear it
advantage of.
all the time. I hear it
You
all the
just think that
time
you're just
now.
being a good person,
I
but
hear
it's
it
not
all the
about
time.
being a good person. Is being a good person to yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I had to learn for myself. Is that now I no longer allow it to be that way. I try to speak
Mm-hmm.
up for myself more, and I try to speak up with grace
Mm-hmm.
because no, I don't want confrontation, but
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't want to go around not feeling good either,
Right.
because I ain't speak up for myself.
Right.
So that's something that I really started to learn as being a adult woman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Adult woman. That's
Mm-hmm.
something I learned from being an adult woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like some of the best years is like your 30s, and now that you're almost 60, you feel like you kind of like trying to be back and figure out more.
Yeah.
I hate my 20s.
I'm figuring it out now.
I hate my 20s so
because
much.
I
don't like my 20s.
You don't like your 20s.
I hate my 20s.
Well, it's gonna change.
I hate it so much.
As your years change, you're gonna change.
I noticed that like now being in my 20s and also being a mom is like I thought I knew what I was. Not even I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I had a plan. Mm-hmm. And not even that it had to go by accordingly, but I kind of, thought I had something going. Then in your 20s, it's like, no, you don't. Mm-hmm. You don't have it going. Mm-hmm. Maybe 30, you might have it going. It's
gonna change.
I don't like my 20s. I don't like it at all. It's like I'm trying to embrace it. As your years, it's not even hard. It's just it's so stressful, and I don't know, maybe because of the climate that we into, like with government and finances, economy, and stuff like that.
It's gonna change.
I hate my 20s so bad. Like, it's the worst. It hasn't been empowering to me at all. It has been like
it's gonna change.
The
trust
worst
me,
thing.
It's not gonna stay the same.
It's always so.
You're gonna go down the line. You're gonna go into your 30s. And your whole life is gonna and you're gonna be like, oh shoot, what just happened?
My biggest thing that I don't want anything from my 20s going into my 30s. So anything that I've grown from in my 20s and my teenagers, I do not want to take them with me. And I feel like as a habit, as women or Black women, we grow, but we stay at an age. And you ever see those women who you be like, she's 35 years old. Why is she acting 16?
Right.
She's stuck at 16. That's why she did not work on her stuff. So that's why she's acting like that. We can't fault her, but she's not aware that even though she turned 30 years old, even though she turned 30 years old, those same problems that she was living in at 14, 15, and 16, she is still living in her 30s. So that's why she acts the way she acts. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be that person. Yeah. I don't want to be stuck. And I feel like a lot of people are stuck there.
Yeah.
Men, women, we are stuck there. Yeah. We don't grow with our age. Mm-hmm. So you could be 40 years old acting like a 12-year-old.
That's true.
Because you stuck at 12.
Yeah.
You didn't handle those things at 12. You didn't handle those things at 13. You didn't handle those things at 14.
And I also think that it have a lot to do with sometimes in your age, as you growing, your life is life, and so you go through trauma.
You don't realize it.
You go through trauma.
Yeah.
You go through ups. You go through downs, and you really don't understand what's happening with your life. So you're just going day by day as the days go, but you don't really understand that you just went through a whole lot over here, a whole lot over here, and then you still trying to go walk in a straight path, but you know, you just went through so much. So it's just so much going on, you know. So that's why sometimes people don't even realize what's happening. They don't even realize. That's why I said I'm about to be 60. I realize what's going on.
That's good.
But I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
what's the next transition? What's the next?
What do God have next for me in order? Because honestly, me speaking, I ain't never think I was going to ever see 60. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't see it yet, but I'm saying I ain't never think I was going to see 59, let alone 60. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying it like that. It's not like that. The figure out part is like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just wondering in this next chapter of my life, what do God have in store for me? What are my where and what He want me to do? You know what I mean? What's going to be done?
Yeah, what's for me?
You know, because I'm the type of person I like change.
Me too.
You know, like some people don't like the change. Some people scared of change.
Yeah,
I like change, but I just like to know what I'm going into. Like,
me too.
What am I going into?
I don't like going into stuff blindsided.
Right.
However,
I like to know what I'm going into. So that's what I'm saying. When I say I'm trying to figure it out, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to see like.
But for me, I feel like I don't like going into stuff blindsided either. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. But I'm learning that sometimes you have, like, when it comes to God puts you in a situation where you have to go into it blindsided.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to trust and have faith that He's going to guide
that
you.
He's going to guide you.
So it's like, you don't need to know this right now. You just need to believe.
But as a human being, we want to know
what's next.
What's going on. And another reason why I say that too, like I was saying that life be life and you know, you be going through all this stuff. Like I just went through, I'm going to say traumatic, but it's really not traumatic. But it's traumatic for me because I lost my mother.
Yeah.
So I don't have a mother. I don't have a father. I just have my kids and my grandkids and my husband and a host of other family members. But my mom and my dad is gone. And that's like a big part of your life. People don't realize that when you grow up and you grow up with two parents in your house, and that's something that was taught, you know, this is a pattern, a constant pattern all your life. And to now not have that, it's like, what just happened?
That's like, a transition in itself.
It's a transition, a big transition. So I'm going through that as well. So I'm used to having parents and now I don't have none. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, oh, okay, just move on, just go on. But yeah,
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy. You're gonna move on. You're gonna go on because that's life. You have to go on, you know. But in my head, I'm going, I had a mother, I had a father all my life, basically. You know what I mean? And now I don't have that. I don't have a mother, I don't have a father. And it's like, why? You know?
Yeah.
Why? Because you have them all your life and now you don't have them. Right. So you have to adjust to these things, you know? So like my mother is to me is still fresh, you know? My father died in his 60s. My mother died at 93. She just died like 3 years ago, you know? And I'm still adjusting to that, you know? Mother's Day is tomorrow. You know, and it's like, I don't have my mom to be like, "Ma, happy Mother's Day," and talk to my mother. I talk to my mother every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day.
That's like how I felt
So
yesterday.
it's like a pattern that now changes. Like our whole life was flipped.
Yeah.
So
that's like how I felt yesterday, and I was like, I just seen my mother this morning, and I got on my break. I'm like, I feel like I ain't talked to my mom all day. I need to call her. Like, and I literally just seen her like at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that.
Yeah.
So,
I used to talk to my mother 2, 3, 4, 5, however many times I wanted to. I would call my mother, like, "Ma, what you doing?" She'd be like, "I'm doing that," don't really want nothing, just want to know what she's doing, just want to hear her voice, just, and that's it, And now I don't have that, I don't have that. I don't have my mother to call. I don't have, I don't have her to give me my little nuggets that she would give me, My mother was 93. She had a lot of nuggets in her.
And that goes into my question. Did you feel the woman around you prepare you for your transition to like a woman, like an adult woman?
In a way,
and
yeah.
Like as a mother.
In a way, yeah, and then in a way, no. Because a lot of things, my mother was very, very old fashioned. So they kept like a lot of things. They kept a lot of things. A lot of things they told us was a bunch of myths. It wasn't even real. And we believed everything they said. So we believe everything our parents said. So we grew up believing these things, whatever they said was real, So in a way, she kind of like guided me, and then in a way, I learned a lot on my own. I learned a lot of it on my own, just being out, just being out in the world. I learned a lot, seeing things. And
for me, the only real, only woman in my life beside is only you. I didn't really have like, I didn't really learn nothing from out. I mean, in a way.
Well, I
want to say they wasn't adults though.
I tried to teach you.
It was like
I tried to teach you from my experience.
I did learn certain stuff from like my older peers. Like they were way older than me, probably like 5 years older than me, and whatever they was going through at the time, I kind of learned from them. But did it prepare me for womanhood? No. It prepared me for that moment, and it did teach me something. It did teach me that niggas ain't shit, but it did teach me certain stuff. But
glad you learned that.
It did teach me certain stuff, but I just feel like in the Black community, it's jacked up. So they don't really, unless you're probably a part of a church or something, and you doing women committees or something, even though they be a little messed up too.
Oh yeah.
That's the only way I feel like you would learn how to grow into a woman. Me, I wasn't, like I said, I still battle with learning how to be vulnerable as a woman. That real feminine side. I'm very feminine, but I have a masculine ways as well. Sometimes I fall more into my masculine energy than my feminine energy, which is cool because you got to have a balance of both in this world. But certain stuff, I really be like, I see certain women who are just femme, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like even the way she talk, like she gonna get her way because she's so femme. Me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my way, but then I'm gonna buck up because I'm tired. And it's like, they say as a woman you don't have to do that. Like you could just live in that femme energy, and they tell you everything's gonna work out perfectly. Like they say divine feminine. Yeah. Like it's gonna work out perfectly if you just stay in that femme, soft, calm, collective energy, and you gonna get your way. Everything gonna work out how you want it to work out. So I'm really just trying to learn that. I'm really just trying to learn how to be like that. But I understand why a lot of Black women is like that, because we always have to fend for ourselves. We always have to be in survival, take up for ourselves, stand for ourselves, take care of everybody all your life, take care of everybody, just all the time. So I understand why we like that, but I didn't have to 100% experience all those things, but just watching those things and learning those things, and just sometimes even have to be in that survival mode energy as well. I'm from New York, so yeah. I'm just trying to learn how to unlearn those things and relearn and just be in that real feminine, dainty energy and try not to allow anybody to take me out of that energy. So I don't really feel like any women around me actually prepared me for that. I kind of am learning that on my own and just
Mm-hmm.
making those changes on my own, like me taking a step to put myself in therapy because I noticed that it was certain things I felt that I was going through internally. I was very aware. I was grateful for that because some people are not aware and they would never seek help for anything.
Exactly.
And people always think because you're in therapy, something's wrong with you.
Right.
No, I just didn't want to be held back from what's destined for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like me just sitting there feeling these issues and not knowing how to deal with these issues, like I needed like a life coach almost.
Mm-hmm.
And therapy is like life coaching for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I felt like I want to be the best that I can be, the best woman that I want to be. So in order for me to be the best person I want to be, I need to go figure out how to do that for me.
Right.
And that's what I feel like I did. People automatically assume, oh, you in therapy, something, you must be slow. I'm not slow at all. I'm not diagnosed with a thing. Like
therapy
it's just healing.
Yes.
It's healing. I want to heal. I don't want to stay in certain
stagnant.
I don't want to be stay
stagnant.
Like that. And
yeah.
it was holding me back. Like when it comes to content creating, it was holding me back from making content. I had a business. It held me back from even going back into business because I was being discouraged. I didn't know how to balance out stuff. I was trying to be a mom. I was trying to work, trying to make money. It was a lot that I was battling with my personal life, with being a person, relationships, non-relationships. It didn't matter what it was. I was battling with so much, and even still to this day. But I feel like now it's like I battle with stuff, but it's a different type of battle. It's not eating me up. It's not 100% stopping me. It's like now I'm like I said, I'm trying to learn how to handle things gracefully. So before stuff used to eat me up, hold me down, people would not know because like I'm not a vulnerable. I don't be trying to be vulnerable, but it used to stop me like mentally 100%. And now it's like I'll have a little moment where, like I said, I have to sit down, reflect, be to myself. But I'm like, I'm gonna come out better on the other side, no matter how you put it. So I say that to say like therapy for me is like changing my life tremendously. Because sometimes I be in doubt of myself, and my therapist is a woman, and she's a Black woman too. So, and she's a mom. She's a married woman with 3 kids. So she understands how it be to be a mom. She lost her mom. So it's like she understands like how to be a Black woman in this world, and also being a mother in this world. So it's like it just worked out for me. I feel like, and I feel like if you are feeling like stagnant or you don't know like what am I supposed to be doing, what like not what I'm supposed to be doing, like therapy gonna help you figure out what you're supposed to be doing, but it might help you have some insight of yourself and guide you on where you
healing.
It will heal you in a way. And then also, like I said, whatever you believe in, you also lean on your spirituality as well. So a little bit of both was a combination. It's like I was leaning on my spirituality heavy, but I still needed more because I'm present on earth, and sometimes like I needed that extra, and I feel like
tissues over there.
I needed that extra, and I feel like therapy was like I feel like therapy is what God called me to do. Like, yes, I'm here spiritually, you're in that, but you need a little bit more. And I recognize that, and it definitely helped me a lot. I've been in it for like almost like 7 months now.
That's good.
And they say that it only just takes 5 months, 6 months for you to become better. Like once you start doing therapy, it's good. Quick. Like, and literally, it was quick. Like I started to.
Well, for me, it was I didn't have a therapist, but I had Jesus. So, my spirituality was the one that helped me a lot. It helped me a lot.
A little bit of both for me,
and it's still helping me. I'm still learning. I'm still a progress and learning and healing and stuff, because after my mother passed, it kind of like was a setback for me. I kind of like got a little setback because I went through a depression that nobody knew that I was going through, so I'm kind of like at the end of my depression right now. Nobody knew, because when you go through a depression, people don't know that you're going through.
I feel like you don't even know, because like when I feel like before I started doing therapy, once I started doing therapy, I'm like, I feel so released.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt so different.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was like a dark hole.
And see, you know,
like I was in a dark hole, and
you know what happens? I'm gonna
hole.
tell you what happens. See, like with me, it happens like this. Like I go through my depression, right? I was going through my depression because of my mom passing away and everything. So I started feeling better. I started getting better. But then it's like when her birthday come, like Mother's Day come, I will go back into that hole.
Revert, yeah.
I'll convert back to being depressed again. And that's something right now that I'm trying to overcome. I'm trying to overcome that. So I have to read more scriptures in my phone. I have to set scriptures in my phone. I have to set the scriptures for morning and night. I have to pray, just so I don't lose my mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people don't understand that. Just because you still are functional and you're still going day by day doing what you know that you do, these are the things that you do constantly day by day, people don't understand that. They're like, oh, she functional, so she all right.
Yes.
No.
People love to do that.
Yeah. She's functional.
You okay, you smiling, you going outside.
Right. She's moving around.
It's like you don't got no choice.
So she's fine, but those are the things that you do.
You have to do.
You have to do these things.
You don't have a choice.
So, but then when I get back in the house, I'm to myself. I'm in my room. I'm in my iPad. That's what's keeping me comfortable is my iPad. So I'm doing nothing really, but I'm in my iPad, but it's keeping me stable. You know what I'm saying? But people don't understand that.
No.
I wasn't talking on the phone. Don't like to talk on the phone. Still don't like to talk on the phone. If I talk, I FaceTime everybody I talk to. And they don't understand that. That's a part of my depression.
It'd be like that.
But people don't understand that. That's a part of my depression. But why you ain't call me? Because I never call you on the phone. Everybody I talk to, all my kids, well, not everybody, just my children, my grandkids, my family, I FaceTime them. I never call them on the phone. If I talk to one of my family members on the phone, I'm outside. I don't have my iPad with me. But if I'm inside, I FaceTime all my family members. Everybody, all of my family. If I know you got an iPhone or iPad or whatever, I'm going to FaceTime you.
Right.
Period. But that's a part of my depression, but they don't know that. But
I just thought about the women around you preparing for your transition. Okay, yeah, no, not really. But I feel like now, like as of lately, since I've been doing therapy, I have been talking to my older sister a little bit more, Tanya.
Oh, that's good.
She has been like, we don't talk every day. I don't talk to my older sisters every day. I don't check in every day like I am. But I just think that's just because who I am. Like, sometimes I be feeling like I'm a bad friend because I don't know how to check in on people, but it just be so much going on. I tell people all the time, I'm organized chaos. Like, I'm organized, but I'm very chaotic. And I just started to realize, like, now that I'm getting older, I'm like, yo, I'm pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, yes. And it's just like, dang, like.
You always got something going on.
I'm pretty chaotic.
And you never was like that as a kid, so that's why.
You just didn't know. I definitely was chaotic.
Well, you wasn't like that with me.
It just wasn't in the open.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I was just kind of dealing with stuff the best way I could and on my own, or not dealing with it at all. But my life has always been that way.
Wow.
And it's just like now as I'm getting older, I'm just learning how to like recognize that, yes, I'm organized, but I'm pretty chaotic.
Wow.
And I don't know why I was so chaotic. I don't know why.
Wow.
I really don't know what it is. But I'm just, I don't know. That's why I said I just try to embrace it and just be like, I'm aware that this is what it is. And when it's time for it not to be like that anymore, it's not going to be like that anymore, hopefully. Mm-hmm. But I'm just trying to embrace it head on. Because if you act like it's not happening, you're going to keep being delulu about it. And it ain't going to never change. So if I'm aware that I'm organized chaos, what can I do to make it be less chaotic? That's kind of what you get to find out how you can improve those things.
That's a part. That's a part of growing.
And I hate it. I hate that. I hate it because I had to embrace it because certain people started to notice she's kind of chaotic, but they don't want to say she's kind of chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I am pretty organized and chaotic. Yes, I be having it together, but baby, I go through things and it's crazy and it's deep. Like, it's pretty crazy. So, hey, what you gonna do about it?
But that's a
what
part
could you
of,
say?
That's
like,
a part of growing too.
But
That's a part of your growing experience.
Yeah.
As well.
And that's why I embrace it, because it's just like, when it's time for it not to be that way, it's not gonna be that way no more. So right now, this is where I'm at.
Yeah, because
and I think it's like I said,
every chapter in a book is not the same. So that's why your chapters. That's why I told you. Right now, you don't like.
You didn't used to be like that. Oh no, I was.
Right now, you don't like your 20s. You don't like it because that's the chapter you're in. You're in that chapter.
The age that I did really, really like was when I was 18, 17. I loved those days. I don't know why, but it was so fun. It was so like, I started having, I started working around like 17. I started having my own little money, and like, it just was, I was a little bit more independent. I was thinking about college. It was just so like, I don't know. It was those 2 years was my good years, and then I had to move. I wanted to move so bad because I wanted to like not be in the loop anymore. But then it made me kind of sad because I thought that being here, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have that expectation. But I'm thinking, okay, if I could live there, I could live here, I'll be okay. But when I got here, I felt the most loneliest I ever felt in my life. And I feel like that really shaped me in a way, because even now, I feel like back then I was lonely, but I was always around people and always doing something. I always had a friend. I always had somebody that I felt like...
Yeah, because we live in a big city.
I always felt like I had somebody. I was able to be alone a little bit more. Now I don't mind being alone, but I don't really like doing things by myself. I know when I lived in New York, I could go to the store by myself. I could walk by myself, take the train by myself, travel somewhere by myself. Now I'd be a little weary. I'd be a little anxious. Like, I'd be like, why? I don't want to go. I don't want to do it by myself. Like, a little scared. Like, people tell me all the time.
What happens is,
people tell me all the time, I go to the movies by myself. I sit at a bar by myself. I go to a restaurant by myself. I'm like, how? But I say how. But in New York, I did those things by myself. I sat in McDonald's by myself.
Because I sat in Wendy's by myself. Like, the environment
I traveled by myself. I did things by myself. I went to the mall by myself. I bought clothes by myself. Now it's like
the environment.
By myself.
The environment. It's the environment. The environment was more. This is not a big environment.
So lonely.
So even the same with me in New York. I went to movies by myself. I did shopping by myself a lot. I ate by myself a lot. I did a lot of things by myself a lot. When I got here, well, I don't do things by myself now because basically I do a lot of driving. Yeah. But if you stay to yourself a lot, then that's what you're going to do a lot. You're going to be like, oh, I don't want to go. Because I had those feelings too. Like, if I stay in the house for like a week or two, I got to push myself like, okay, you got to go outside.
It's scary.
You got to get that feeling off of you because you got to go outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I stay in the house for a week, I'd be like, Lord, I got to pray just to go outside. I'd be like, oh, Lord, please cover me, keep me, like that nervous feeling inside of me.
I think it changed
to go outside.
It changed me a lot because, like I said, when I lived in New York, I always felt like it was easier for me to make friends. I was
the environment
and stuff. And now when I'm here, I'm like, yo, I don't feel like I connect with nobody.
The environment.
I don't feel like I can make friends easily. Like, it's hard. Like, they looking at me a certain type of way, not even looking at me literally, but like they thinking that they know me, but they don't even give the time to even get to know me because just based off my appearance, oh, I wear makeup, I'm pretty, all in all. And I like to keep myself a certain type of way, so they automatically have this perspective on me. So it makes it very hard and strained to even become friends because they already got this perspective. Oh, she thinks she better. Oh, she thinks she this. Yeah. I think I'm better because I like to look like this. This is my style. Yeah. Like, this is how I want to look. I like to be kept up. I want to keep my hair, my makeup done. I like to look nice. I like to look luxurious. That's just how I like to look. But just because you don't look like me doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Like, I don't judge you. Why you gotta judge me? Like,
That's the way people
It's
are.
crazy. Like, it's crazy. I be feeling like that sometimes. They always be feeling like I feel like I'm better than people. Like, people always tell me, like, I ask guys or people who be trying to like shoot they shot at me or like try to like talk to me. I'm like, what's your first perspective of me? They be like, that you bougie, that you don't want to talk to nobody, that you too good for people, and that you real upkept, like you just like that girl almost. Like the way they say it is just like, and I'm just like, that's crazy because I'm really chill. Like I'm really chill. Like I look like this, but I want to go ride a freaking dirt bike. Like I want to be in the mud. Like I want to go out. I have two sides. Like yeah, when I'm going out, I want to look good. I want people to say I look good. I got confidence. But when it's like I want to go hiking, I want to go zip lining. Like I want to do that type of stuff. So you're not gonna see me in makeup and lashes if I'm doing that.
Right.
You're gonna see my natural hair. You're gonna see me look regular. Like I'm gonna look good still, but you're not gonna see me with makeup on. I don't even wear that much makeup. People always assume I got so much makeup on my face. I don't even wear that much makeup. You're gonna see me regular. I feel like I'm pretty down to earth, and people don't take the time to get to know me because of my exterior. They be like, oh, like.
They like, judge you by your.
They judge you based off my appearance, and I'm so cool. It's so nice, by the cover. And just so like chill. I mind my business. If you talking about somebody, I promise you, I won't even engage. I act like I ain't even hear y'all. Like for real. Like I'm not messy. I'm not about to sit there and be like, oh girl, I heard them talk about you. I mind my business. I'll be like, my name ain't been and I ain't in it. Like for real. Like I'm very like chill, a very chill person till you piss me off. That's it. It's just that. Don't bother me. You bother me, you get what's coming to you. But other than that, like I'm chill. Like I'm so chill. I'm on my business. I try to stay to myself. I just really want to have fun. I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. I want to have good conversations about life, like stimulating educational conversations at times. Like I'm chill. Like, but people don't be seeing that. People don't be thinking I'm chill. None of that. Like it's crazy. Like, but baby, one thing I can say is I'm never about to change for y'all. So if you feel
you gotta be yourself.
If you feel some type of way about me being pretty or sedity or like very like dainty and stuff like that, then that's a personal problem within yourself. I could help you if you wanted to. You ain't gotta dislike me. I could help you. I can put you on. Like, but they don't be looking at it like that. Like they be feeling like I'm about to be like there are girls like that though, for sure. There's girls like that, but that's because they just became like that. They wasn't like that their whole life. Like they wasn't pretty girls their whole life. They just got there. So, like,
yep.
So yeah. What are some expectations people had have on you younger in your younger years versus now?
Expectations?
Yeah.
Far as in what?
Like far as like yourself, like what did people expect you to be like, expect you to do, expect to act like, and then now like you being an adult, like what?
Well, they didn't expect me to be anything but who I was, because they knew who I was. I was that girl, like I said, and still that girl to this day. So now, like if I go back to my hood, if I ever go back, when I do go back, when I was going back, and they see me, they be like, "Oh my God, you still look the same. You look good." You know, like I'm looking at them like, okay, how am I supposed to look? But yeah, I get that all the time. Like, you know, even though back then I was skinnier, you know, but now I got a little weight on me and everything. They be like, "You look good. Oh my God." I mean, they expect, you know, when you live in a hood, they expect for you to come out
raggedy.
Come out right.
Raggedy.
You ain't gonna come out right. Raggedy. You know what I'm saying? They expect for you to come out wrong.
That's so like you supposed to come out raggedy.
When they see me,
dusty.
They like, "Oh my God, you look so good." I'm like, and I'm looking at them like, but how am I supposed to look? You know, like, what did you expect? You know, I'm still that girl.
Period.
You know,
exactly.
So that's it.
I don't know. For me, I'm still trying to. I feel like my expectation was, for me, like I feel like the expectation was to just be, I don't know. I feel like just be a certain type of way, and that's not me. Like like I said, I'm chaotic. I'm organized. I like to have fun. I like to be hip. I like to just do. I like to just do my own thing. I don't like to be controlled.
Right.
Like from nobody.
Right.
Like
just
nobody.
Be you.
Once
just
you
be
get
you.
to start telling me what I should be doing, that's when the conversation needs to end. Because I'm not. I shouldn't have to do anything if I don't want to do it. I just like to be free. Like that's my main thing. I like to move at the rhythm of my own beat, and I noticed that I learned that. And when people start to make me feel like I can't move at my rhythm, my own beat, like a Pootie calling me.
What he said?
Pootie, I'll call you back in a minute, okay?
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, I'll see you later.
But yeah, also I was gonna say, so we could sum this up and end it. Hopefully people learned from some of the stuff that we talked about. I hope we answer some of the questions, like some of the stuff. It wasn't really questions, but some of the stuff. What makes you feel most aligned with yourself?
What makes me feel aligned with myself? I'm a woman. I always feel good about myself majority of the times.
But what makes you feel good about you being a woman though?
I'm a mom for one. Mm-hmm. I'm a grandma for 2nd. Mm-hmm. I'm a wife for 3rd. So those 3 things right there, it's just like, that's big to me, you know. Just my alignment, that's my alignment right there, because that's big to me.
Yeah.
Just being those 3 things, you know. Because now, you know, those 3 things, me being aligned, in that alignment, that means that I'm going to always be needed by somebody.
Okay. I can see that.
I'm always be needed. So.
I can relate to being a mom as well. But mainly what helps me be aligned with myself is doing whatever that makes me feel good for myself. That's what makes me feel aligned. Whatever it is at that moment, that's what mainly makes me feel aligned. I feel like for me, I always want to do something. And I always, I'm always switching on something I want to do because it's like I want to do everything. Yeah. So I hate when people tell me or put me in a box and they be like, you got to choose one. I don't. I don't have to choose one. I want to experience it all. And if I want to experience it all, I'm going to try to experience. I'm going to do it. I want to do it. As long as like it's not putting me in harm's way or anything. So if it ain't putting me in harm's way, I'm doing it. Why not? It's living it. You got to go crazy. You don't know when you're going to go. So I'm going to do whatever I want to do that makes me feel good. That's what helped me align with being me. That helps me be my true self when I'm doing whatever it is.
Better be like Jill Scott. That used to be my motto when I was in my 30s.
Live your life like it's golden?
Yes. When I was in my 30s and going into my 40s for all those many years.
I'm just learning that.
I had that song. I played that song almost every day.
I'm just getting into that.
Living my life like it's golden.
Heavy?
Yes.
Heavy, I'm just getting into that because like I feel like I've reserved myself a lot because I was trying to live what other people wanted me to do or hide certain sides of me and stuff. And now I just be like, what? Nah. Or what? I'm doing that. I don't care. Like, I don't care what nobody think about that. You feel like it's crazy to you. It ain't crazy to me. It worked for me. So I'm going to do it. Like, so that's, I feel like that's what helped me really align with myself. It's just being me unapologetically. For real. Because people be like, why you did that? Why you said that? Because I can. And what about it? It shouldn't bother you if it ain't you.
Confidence in yourself. That's just the basic of the whole scenario. Just being confidence in you and who you are.
I'm working on being a little bit more like not believe in myself. I believe in myself, but not second guessing myself because I second guess myself sometimes and I'd be like, maybe it's not gonna work. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe this. Now I'll be like, it's gonna work if I said it's gonna work. And if God say that's what I'm supposed to be doing, if He put it in my mind, I'm supposed to be doing it. He's not gonna put nothing in my mind that I'm not supposed to be doing. If I'm safe, I'm saying.
Right.
If it's something that I really feel worry about, He gonna make sure you feel it in your body. Your body gonna reject it. So if it's that, I try not to go towards it. But that's why I say I'm trying to get better at I'm trying to get better at that. Like just knowing how to differentiate that. Using that side of me. So it says, when do you feel most beautiful?
When do I feel most beautiful? I feel beautiful all the time, so I ain't even gonna sit here in front. I ain't gonna front about it.
She's a Leo, y'all, so it be like
I'm
that.
sorry, y'all. If y'all
It's Leo energy. It's big Leo
what
energy.
I'm saying, if y'all don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth,
my mom is a Leo. It's big Leo energy.
I always feel beautiful, even when I just wake up. I feel beautiful.
That's such a Leo thing to say.
I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, for real. I feel beautiful when I wake up. I feel beautiful when I lay down. I always feel like, even with house clothes on, I feel beautiful. You know, with my scarf on, wrapped around my head. I don't know. I just feel beautiful. I'm sorry.
I feel the same way too. I feel the most beautiful when I'm happy. That's when I feel like I feel the most beautiful. When I'm happy and like just like doing this, doing that. I don't care. I ain't got interest in nobody. I'm good. Like that's when I feel the most beautiful. I feel the most confident when I'm like that. I could be so free flowing and sociable when nobody ain't stressing me out or things ain't stressing me out. When I'm really just like in that
when
moment.
You're at peace.
Like
when you're at
in a
peace.
way, I don't really feel like I'm ever really at peace. But when I'm more in like a more comfortable space, I feel like that's when I'm good. Like that's when I feel the most beautiful because I could show that a lot of beautiful sides of myself. Like people could see it. Like I could show people when I don't feel like the most beautiful, I can't show those sides. I show like the ugly sides. So,
you know, being beautiful got something to do with being confident in yourself too. So, you know.
In what ways could you be more compassionate to yourself?
I kind of think I beat myself up a lot about a lot of things. I think I beat myself up about my past. Yeah. I beat myself up a lot about my past. So I think I could be a little more confident in myself just to let that past just, you know, it's gone. So, you know, it's not coming back.
So you have
Ain't
more
nothing to
compassion
do
for
about it.
yourself
Have
in
a
your
little more
past.
compassion, yeah, about myself and my past and just now, like I said, I'm going into another chapter, so just, you know, trying to get the depression. I'm at the end of my depression stages, so just trying to get myself back, wind up to the person I was and the person I should be, you know. Because I'm really like a happy, jolly, go lucky person. I'm really happy. I like having fun. I like joking around. I like laughing. That's my thing. I love to laugh. So
me too.
That's me. I like smiling, laughing, giggling, googly goggly, hee. I'm that type of person, you know. So when I'm doing that, that's that right there. That's what make me really, really happy.
Okay, so more compassion for myself. I feel like I should have more compassion for myself. I'm really, really always hard on myself. My mom always tells me that too. Because I feel like as lately though, the chapter that I've been in, I'm not as hard on myself. I'm kind of like, whatever. It is what it is. Like,
you getting ready to go into another chapter too.
Yeah, I feel like right now where I'm at though, I'm not as hard on myself anymore. I'm kind of like going with it. Like,
yeah, you can.
I'm kind of trying to ride the waves of life. Before I wasn't. I was kind of like getting drowned by the waves of life because I was always so hard on myself and always having so high expectations on myself. Now I put expectations on myself still, of course, because I'm human, but I don't beat myself up when I don't meet those expectations because in a way I'm meeting something. And as long as I'm meeting something, it may not be all the way, but as long as I'm meeting something, I'm content with myself. So I gotta have more compassion for myself when dealing with you know, I always used to be going so hard, like, I want to be successful. I want to be successful. If I'm not successful, if I'm not rich, if I'm not this, I cannot be a regular person for the rest of my life. I got to have money to help my family get opportunities, my son. Like, for real, like, these are things I don't always share with people, but I think about this. I used to think about this all the time, trying to figure out, how can I make money? How can I be rich? So my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, like, how can I be the golden ticket for my family to get the more opportunities so they don't ever have to worry about nothing? Yes, they still gonna have worries, but how can they get better opportunities when now they got a big house, car, they bills are straight, they got other ways to make more money where they don't have to sit up there and be like, oh, I got to clock in this 9 to 5. They could take days off to be with their family. They could take their kids on vacation and be good. Like, they can do things that they want to do, like 100%. Not saying that they're not doing what they want to do now, but with just a little bit more financial freedom. I always think about that. I don't share it with people a lot, but that really be on my mind. And that's why I used to always beat myself up. And I always felt like I had to be successful because I'm like, I want to be the golden ticket for my family to be good. They don't even got to praise me or say nothing about it. I just want them to be okay. And I don't share that enough with my family, but that's really be how I be thinking. That's the reason why I be trying to do the things. I kind of
like beat myself up
that's
about that. That's the reason
why I be trying to do the things that I do.
I honestly do beat myself up about that as well too. I do the same thing. I sit down every day trying to think of a master plan. My thoughts is like, I gotta come with a master plan. Yes. Like, what's the master plan, God?
Like, how could we
God,
do this?
please show me the master plan, you know? And I beat myself up about that too. Yeah.
No, like, seriously, I was really hard on myself trying to break through. Like, cause I'm like, if I could break through, then everybody else around me could break through. Everybody else around me could be good. I just want everybody to be good around me. Like, and not even just only my family. Like, I was just talking about somebody. I was like talking to somebody.
It's so crazy. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's so crazy that you brought that up because, like, honestly, like, me and your dad, like,
that's why I want to marry a rich man. That's why I want to just marry a rich man.
Me and your dad, our conversation
is like that.
Is like when we in the car, like we going out, like
talk about that
after we drop y'all off or whatever. That's our whole conversation most of the time.
Yeah,
we talking about. When we get this, and when we could do this, and we gonna get this house, we gonna buy this house for that one. We naming all the things what we gonna do for everybody else. You know, we gonna get this one a house, we gonna get that one a house. We gonna do, you know, we just be trying to come up with that master plan. Like, how do we get this master plan?
And that's why I said
that our whole family is all right.
And that's why I said I had to put myself in therapy because I know that I have the potential to make it happen. I just have to assert myself and put myself out there a little bit more than what I normally do and not be so. I'm not nervous to take risks. I'm not, because I would have never had a business if I was scared to take risks. Baby, I made in-laws money. Like, for real, I didn't even talk about it. I made in-laws money, but I made a way to make it back. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I made a way to make it back. I made a way to see it through. But, you know, first year of my business, I didn't see a ton of money. I had to put that money right back in my business. So it's like, I know I have the potential to make it happen, but I was like, yo, certain stuff is holding me back. And if in order for me to have to want to be that person, I gotta find me to get there. And that's just like even still today, it's a big goal for me. I still see it for myself. It's like sometimes it's like a burning fire in my chest that I could do it, that I could make it. But then sometimes I get discouraged because I'm 26 now, and I'm like, I see people that's my age, and I'm like, they got it. Why don't I have it? Like, what am I not doing that like? What is it? Like, what do I have to do? Like, what am I not socializing with people enough? Am I not networking? Am I not meeting the right people? Am I not in the right rooms? How do I get in these right rooms?
And you know what's even crazier about the whole, you know, trying to get comfortable. I'm not gonna say rich, but just trying to get comfortable. I usually will wake up and I feel like I'm rich, and I'll be like, I'm rich. Sometimes I don't even be having like $20, and I'll go in the store and be like ready to just like go crazy. And I'll be like, girl, calm down. You ain't rich. Sometimes I wake up feeling like I'm rich. For real, honestly. I've been doing this for years. You can ask your father. For years. I'll be telling him, I'll be like, you know, I feel like sometimes I'll tell him, because like he's like really my best friend. So I tell him almost everything, you know. So I would be like, I would just look at him and I'd be like, you know what? He'd be like, what? I said, I feel like I'm rich.
My mom, y'all, this is crazy about like manifestation. My mom always told me I was rich as a kid.
Yes.
Like real life. Like she always told me I was rich as a kid.
And she's going to be rich.
I think that's why I always keep money in a way. And I'm so good with money. But
because you have to speak these things into existence. In order for them to work, sometimes you really have to speak them into existence. And that's what I did with her from a kid, from a little baby. I always used to
and that's why I said
I used to whisper it into her ear.
That's why I said my husband got to be rich.
Yeah.
He cannot not be rich, bro. Like, what? Like,
you're going to be rich. Trust me. I used to whisper it when she was like, I used to hold her in my arms. I used to talk to her, sing to her. And I said, you know,
the person that I see through it gotta have money.
I used to tell you, I used to hold you in my arms. I used to sing to you, talk to you. And I said, you know, you're going to be rich, right? You're going to be my rich girl. I used to always tell her. And when she got bigger, like where she can understand what I was saying, I said, like, you know, you rich, right? Then I used to tell you that
all the time.
I said, you rich.
I used to be like, I'm rich. I used to go around saying I'm rich.
She used to go around telling
I used to say I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich.
But I still believe it.
I'd be like, Mommy, I'm rich, right? And she'd be like, yeah. I'm like, I'm rich.
I'd be like, yep, you rich, girl. And I still believe she's gonna be rich. She is rich already, but she's gonna have financial. You know, she's going to have the financial part. She's going to have all the parts that she needs.
I have to. I think that's like one of my biggest fears is not being able to be that. I'm trying to wrap my mind about, because I'm almost 30 and like it be stressing me out because I'd be like, what am I doing? Am I wasting time?
But you know, honestly, it wasn't just you that I told it to. I honestly told it to all my kids. But I told it to you a little more. But I honestly, from them being kids, from them being little, I whispered it into their ear. You're going to be rich. You're going to be rich. All my kids, I told them, you're going to be rich. You're going to be rich. But her, I put a little more into it with her. I just like went crazy with it with you. Like I just went crazy.
And that's probably why I always be like, I'm going to always be straight regardless. I always say, I'm good. I'm going to be straight regardless. Like,
but sometimes you have to speak these things into the atmosphere and speak it into existence for them to really work.
Yeah.
You know?
My biggest fear is not being successful. Like, for real, people don't know that. But like, it will eat me alive if I don't become successful. And like, it will eat me up. Like, I be crying about it so bad. Like, sometimes I cry about this so bad. I just want to be good. So I cry about that in private. Like, it really be hitting my heart. Like, I just want to succeed. I just want to be successful.
You will.
Want to be rich. Will. Like, I really be wanting it. Like, I really want to wake up. I want to, and it's not even just I want to be rich so I could be free. I want to be rich because, like, I want to be rich and work hard. Like, that's how I want to be. Like, I want to be able to be rich and work hard and be like, yo, like, I really got all this because I'm working hard. Like, but if I don't feel like working hard today, I don't have to. Like, I want to be able to wake up and be like, I want to go to Europe today. I want to see out there. I want to do this. I want to do it. Like, I want to be able to be like, hello, what's going on? Like, I want to be like that.
And honestly, money changes a whole lot of things. It changes your attitude. It changes your disposition. It changes a lot of things.
I want to be in the room with people who
it changes your confidence. It changed a lot of things.
Fortunate, like they rich and stuff. I just want to have an empire. I want to be able to pass it down to my family. I'll pass it down to Pootie because Pootie don't have to ever work a regular job unless he wants to. He could run the business. I could pass the business down to him. He could shape it to how he would. He could change stuff and shape it and just keep passing it down. Like how they got the Gucci empire. They got the Fenty empire. They got what other stuff can I think of? The Hershey chocolate empire. Like just keep passing on to generation to generation and just
he go pass from there. It on to his children.
Yes, like it just be just straight. Like yo, they family wealthy. Like that's how I want to be.
Yeah. Your battery.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I want to be. I gotta get that. But I just, like I said, I be feeling like my therapist even told me, she was like, you need to stop putting a limit on yourself. I'm almost 30. I need a career. I need to do something. But it'd be so hard though because I don't see a normal career for myself. I be out here working these jobs and doing the things that I'm doing, and I'm just like, I don't see this for me. Like, I don't see me retiring from someone's company. I see myself retiring from my own company. Like, I don't see someone retiring me. I see myself retiring people, but I don't see myself retiring from people. I just don't see a regular traditional career for myself. And I think that'd be the hardest part for me. And I battle with that all the time because I'm like, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing because that's what life is told you to do. Like, you gotta retire, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that, you ain't gonna have nothing. So as I get older and I'm getting almost 30, I'm like, I need a career. What am I doing? I need a 401k. Like, I need that. I need this. So I'm part of I'm juggling
stocks. You need
it's like I'm juggling in two different worlds. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, and it'd be hard because I just want to be successful. Like, in anything I do, I just want to be successful. Like, if it's called for me to just have a career and just have a family and be a wife, which I don't really want to do, but if it's called for me to just be that way, then okay, I'll wrap my head around it and just do that. But it's not necessarily what I want to do. I want to be a boss wife. I want to be a boss mom.
And you can.
Like,
you can be a boss wife and a boss mom and a boss whatever you want to be.
I want to be a boss wife, that's boss mom. Like, if I do decide to dabble in that again, I want to be a boss wife, boss mom. If I do decide to have kids, like, I want to be a boss. Like I want to be a boss wife. I don't want to be the traditional regular wife. I want to have traditional traits and tendencies, but I don't want to be the traditional regular wife. I want to have a house and have an office in my house. Like, mommy got to work real quick.
Right.
She got to handle some business.
Right.
Then we good. We about to go. You pack your suitcase so we could go to Honolulu or something tomorrow. Right. Like, is you in there packing that suitcase? We gotta catch a flight. Right. That's how I want to be. Right. Like, I want to be talking to my kids. Like, you know, you got that ballet, you got that piano practice, you got academics, you got to do. Did you practice for your chess? Right. Like, that's how I want to be. Right. Like, that's how I want to be. I want to be like how Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was with his kids and them. Like, they was good. Like, they was at anything they wanted to do, they was straight. Like, that's how I want to be. Like, that's how I want to be. That's how I see myself. Like, seriously, it's not even funny. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, seriously. And this is pretty much about to sum up everything. We're gonna end it there because this, like, we just was talking. Okay. I don't even know if we even got to hit everything on the nail. Hopefully it was informative and it kind of touched on growing into a woman, because I really wanted it to just mainly be about, like, us being women and just where we at. And hopefully I had some good stuff that sits on that. If you could think of anything, you could just say it now before I get into the last one to wrap it up. But I just really wanted it to be about us being women, just women overall, especially because tomorrow's Mother's Day. So I just felt like, okay, I need to record this and just try to drop it on Mother's Day. So anything you feel you want to teach or... before we go, how do you feel? I'm very curious to know. How do you feel about my generation or just younger generation or like my sister's generation? Because, you know, we're from different generations. How do you feel about the women in that generation?
Oh my God.
Do you see us as, like, in a way, like, what's some pros and cons? Like, positive things and some negative things that you don't like about my sister's generations and my generation. Well, and then younger.
Honestly, their generation wasn't that bad. It was bad, but not as bad.
As far as, like, women though, like, how do you view the young women that are in their 30s and their 40s right now, in their 20s? What is some things that you're like, I wish women in that generation just not do that, or I'm proud that they decided to be like that, or I'm proud that they're doing this, or can women just stop being like this because we just don't?
I want these women to stop going outside with their pajamas on. For one, getting out your bed and go outside with your pajama bottoms on and your bonnets on. I wasn't raised like that. So if they could stop doing that, See, I was raised to be a lady. I was raised to be a woman.
So do you feel like the women in our generations are ladies or no?
Some are, some are not. So you can't put everybody in that barrel because there are some young women that were taught, okay, carry a purse.
Sorry. I don't like
don't go
purses.
don't go outside with your pajamas on. You know, brush your teeth. Make sure your breath smelling well.
Make sure you smell good.
Make sure you ain't got crust in your eyes when you go outside. Because that's what
do your hair.
Right. And if you're not going to do your hair, throw a cap on. You know, that's what I was taught. You know, some of your generation is horrible.
Sorry.
The reason why I say they're horrible, they don't want to brush their teeth. They don't want to wash their butt. They don't want to clean their clothes. They don't want to stay crispy. They don't want to do their hair and go outside with bonnets. It's horrible. Like, I teach none of my kids that. I taught my kids, don't you ever go outside with a bonnet on. Don't you ever go outside with your pajamas on. Pajamas are pajamas. That's why they call pajamas. They're for the house. If you want to run outside, throw on some sweatpants. Throw quick stuff. You got quick stuff you could throw on. You know,
you gotta have throw on clothes.
Some people just lazy. Their kids just getting up. Oh, I gotta run to the store. They going out with their pajamas on. They ain't washed their face. They got crust in their eye. They got slob on the side of their mouth. They ain't brush their teeth. They open their mouth. Then they out there talking. And you ain't even brush your teeth. Like, where they do that at?
Nobody want to smell that breath.
Nobody want to smell that. Then your teeth is looking like you got butter oil on it. Like, come on now.
Right.
You got to do better.
So you want younger women to
be a lady.
What's being a lady?
Going outside. Get up in the morning. I was taught, get up, go in the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, get your stuff together, get your butt in that water. Get your behind in that water and wash your booty. You can't go in there and do a bird bath. You're too big for that. Come on now.
It's a hygiene.
Come on. You got to get under there, get in that water. Let that water run on you. You know, that's being a lady. That's being crispy. To me, I call it crispy. People always tell me, you always crispy when you come outside. Yeah, I'm always crispy.
You gotta step. I'm a big stepper.
I'm always crispy because that's how I was taught. I watched my mother. I watched my father. I watched them being crispy all my life. I've been watching. My father used to throw on cologne. He wasn't going to work or nothing. He was throwing on cologne every day, taking a shower every day. My father would get up, take a shower, throw on his clothes, throw on his cologne. Every day, my father smelled good.
Period. As he should.
We like a woman loved my father.
We love a guy who smells good.
They loved my father, and he dressed.
Man, we love a guy who could dress.
He was crispy, and his hair was cut. He had that hair. He had his hair cut. He had his beard. He was crispy.
He's sharp.
Yeah. And my mother the same way. My mother never went outside with no scarf on her head and all that. No, boo boo. We don't do that. We don't go out with scarves and all of that. Not unless it was a name brand scarf, and you know how you dick it up in the back and you throw it out. Yeah, but not no scarf where you going to sleep in, and no bonnet and all that. This bonnet thing and these pajamas, it's really going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for real now. For real. Every time I look,
want women to hold themselves a little better now.
Yeah,
like look hold like yourself, something.
Hold yourself
standards a little better.
Come on, and some women don't want to put on a bra. Come on, put that bra on and push your breasts up. Why you going outside? You put on a shirt and go outside, and your breasts is all the way down in your lap.
Yo,
come on. No, put your bra on. Come on, I got bras where I just run to the store in. And I got bras where I go out in. And I got bras where I just want to be comfortable in. You know. Come on, you got to have
priorities.
Yeah, come on. Get it together. I got underwear the same way. I got my good underwear where I got to wear when I'm dressed all the way up. I got my runaround underwear. I got my shopping underwear. Come on.
Not shopping underwear.
Yeah.
I'm weird.
Yeah, I got shopping underwear. I got in my drawer is levels.
Right.
I have levels, you know. So I mean, you know, I'm just trying to be funny, but I'm no for real.
She said, "My drug, I love
I'm serious though. But that's just
something
me.
that you don't like about the younger generation.
And I try to teach all my kids that. I taught all my kids that, so they could teach their kids.
Mm-hmm. So that's something you don't like about the younger generation that they do.
No, this generation is.
What about what about anything with like mannerisms, the way they hold it, besides like just appearance, like internally, like the things that they do? Like, do you have anything? No. Or you...
Oh my God! Are we going? This is a whole nother podcast.
I'm just trying to get you to teach the ladies.
Yeah, but this is a whole nother podcast because these women are out here cussing, smoking, drinking in front. You don't do that out in the streets. Mm-hmm. You don't do that.
Because it's unladylike.
Yeah, that's not ladylike. Mm-hmm. You out there, you cussing more than the men.
Well.
Come on.
Well.
Come on. I mean, some women do cuss, but you out there loud cussing, that ain't cool. That's not cool at all.
Nope, it's not feminine.
It's not.
It's not. I'm not saying that you can't.
It's not. I'm not saying don't cuss. I'm not saying that.
It's just a level of how you do it. Like,
yeah, there's levels to everything.
And that goes back to what I was saying, being a divine feminine, you gotta be real gentle, real soft about it. You could curse, but you gotta do it in like a smooth feminine.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I was a cusser.
I'm a curser.
My father is a cusser, and I got it from my father.
Oh, baby, I curse.
I was a cusser, for real. And last time when I was a little younger, and my father caught me cussing, and I was going, and my father said, "Come here," and he put me over there. He said, "I better not ever hear you cussing like that out your mouth again," because it wasn't ladylike. Mm-mm. That's what he was telling me. Mm-hmm. It wasn't ladylike what I was doing, you know, but I thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
but it's crazy though, because now I feel like nowadays in the generation is guys who actually like girls who act
like
men.
They do.
And like girls who's aggressive and then be mad.
All I'm gonna say is
you're not feminine. Like,
all I'm gonna say is this to these young parents, these young grandparents, and these young mamas. Come on, we got to do better with our kids. That's coming up, that's watching us, that's listening to us, because they're watching us and they're listening, even when we don't know they're listening, even when we don't think they're listening, watching us, they're watching us and they're listening to us. So we got to do better. We got to do better to raise this next generation to come up so that they could be the next Obama, they could be the next Michelle, that they could be, you know, then we won't have to be sitting around worrying about, oh, is Trump going to be the president? Some people want him, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just using him as an example because some people don't want him, some people don't want him. So we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our own nation of people if we raise our kids up the way they should be.
And stop complaining.
Yes. Stop complaining and do something about it.
Yes, amen.
Do something about it and stop being scared of your kids. And stop being scared of your grandkids. Stop being scared to have conversations with them. Ain't nobody telling you to beat them in the head, drag them on the floor, and tell them, oh, you got to do this or you got to do that. Have a conversation with them.
It's just, I just feel like as far as like Black people, our trajectory is so messed up. A lot of broken families, a lot of broken stuff. That a lot of people
a whole lot
know how to teach other women how to be women. That's why I was saying earlier, a lot of people don't know how to teach other people how to be women. So, and I like that goes back to like I was just saying, like their grandmama was mean, their great grandma's was mean, and I'm not saying just mean, I'm saying like bitter, spiteful, like just down bad. So it just passed on to generation to generation. So now you've got a whole generation of crazy, bitter, mean, bad batch of women, and you like, yo, like, and they just out here and they just keep procreating and just keep happening and keep happening, and it's just out there.
It's like a domino effect.
It's a domino effect. So. I'm just saying, it's just like a lot of people just don't even know how to be women. Like even me, like I said, I struggle with being like in my real femme energy sometimes. I had to learn how to be seductive. I didn't know how to be seductive. I didn't know that. I have my own natural seductiveness in me. Because guys would tell me all the time, like, ooh, like, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm just being myself. But then I start to realize I want to be a little bit more seductive. Like I want to be the guy to be like, I want him to be like
wow,
mesmerized, like, hold on, like, Yeah, I know. That's how I want to be. Or like just people in general. People be like, wow. So
I had that with your dad.
I learned that. I learned how to be a little bit more seductive.
I had him. He was a stalker. I didn't even know.
You know what I be doing?
I didn't even know he was a stalker, but he really was. He wasn't really a stalker. But I didn't know he was a stalker, but he was really a stalker. No, for real. He watched me for days, and I never even knew it.
Stop! It's so scary.
No. For real, I didn't even know. But he watched me at my job, and he even came there asking for me. I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. But he was mesmerized by me, but I didn't know it. I didn't know.
Only thing I could say, yeah, being seductive works. I'm telling y'all, if you want to pull a man, baby. If you don't know how to be seductive or you don't know how to be gentle or elegant, I'm telling you, all you got to do is just sit down, you on YouTube and look up etiquette stuff and look up how to be more seductive, and you'll find your own seductive style. I'm telling you, like, I used to work at Lims, y'all. Yeah, if you live in the Carolinas or you know what I'm talking about. When I used to work at Lims, I used to work with predominantly men. So working with predominantly men, I made commissions. So I had to make them buy stuff. So I used to watch like a lot of etiquette videos, just in general, because I just wanted to be more femme. But they was like, if you move slow, talk slow, talk soft, and move a certain way, it's just like, it just does something to like guys. That's and I used to walk slow at work. Not like slow where it's like noticeable, like, oh, she's trying so hard. I walk slow, move slow, hand stuff to themselves. And I used to just make them go crazy. Like, for real. Like, it used to make them go crazy. They used to be like, I'm getting this, I'm getting this, I'm getting this, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. I used to be like, yeah. Or like, not like yeah, like I'm trying so hard, like I want your attention, but I used to be like, what?
It has to be natural.
Like, I used to be like, what? Like, they used to be trying to talk to me. I'd be like, no. Like, real cool about it. And they won't even get mad. It's so seductive and femme that they're not like, you don't want to talk to me? It's like, no.
Let me tell you.
Like, no.
I'm going to tell you this. And I'm not going to say nothing else after this on this podcast.
Nothing else.
But with your dad, he even wanted to, he told me the day that I met him, this was the first day that I met him. Now, he already had been in my job a couple of times looking for me.
I think I'm my dad's child. The reason why my dad's child say that is because if it's a guy, so like, it's always guys, obviously women. I feel like as women, guys always want to, you're married. But I'm saying back in the days, it's always guys that's always trying to throw themselves at you. And then they'd be like, ooh, why does guy try to throw yourself at you? But I always have guys that always try to throw myself at me. But then it's always that one guy that I want. And that one guy is so chill, so laid back, and just like, yeah, she cute, she cool, I like her, she pretty, but it ain't really like I want her, you know. So that's why I feel like I'm my dad's child, because I will plot on you if I like you and I want you. I plot on you so I can get you. That's crazy.
What he was doing, because I'm gonna say this. He came to my job maybe like 2 or 3 times, but I was off those days that he came. But he watched me, and I didn't even know he watched me. And then on top of that, the day that I met him, the day that I came back and I met him, he said to me, come on, take the day off. I'm going to pay you for the day.
Oh, my God. A guy told me that before.
He said, I'm going to pay you for the day. Come on, take the day off.
Oh, my God. So,
and I looked at him.
I got to pull up my pants. Go ahead.
And I said, I said, no, I got my own money. That's what I said.
Period.
I said, I got my own money. I don't need you to pay me for the day.
Right.
I said, nah. First of all, I don't even know you like that. I just met you, and you want me to take the day off and go? You could be a mass murderer. I don't know who you is. You know.
I had a guy tell me.
I just wanted to say that because when you were saying how, you know,
how seductive yes, and how easy. No, I definitely had a guy do that to me before too. When I was like 18, I lived in New York. He passed away now, but he was a Cancer, and he used to try to get me so bad because like he was good. Well, he was good because life insurance, but yeah, he was good. Somebody passed away, so he was good. So he was good for a while, and then I think he had like a lawsuit or something. So he was good. Like good. He was good. Yeah, he was good. He was good. Like for sure, he was good. So he tried to get me to do that one day. He was like, I just want to spend time with you. I want to hang out with you. I'm like, yeah, I got to go to work at 4. He was like, just take the day off my paper. I was like, no. And he kept trying to get me to do it. I was like, no. Like, I was just like, no, I have money to make. I'm sorry. No. But I experienced that before, and I thought that was so funny. But he was crazy anyways. But yeah, God bless his soul.
Wow.
Because he's no longer.
Yeah, I'm glad my husband wasn't crazy, but Yeah, he followed me. He stalked me for a minute. He even asked my supervisor because when I came back to work, my supervisor was like, "It was a guy came
I think
here."
I could be stalker-ish if I
He
like
was
a
like,
person.
"It was a guy came here for you. He was a nice looking brother. He was, you know how men talk. He was like, he was a nice looking brother. He was a nice looking guy. He came here, and then I thought he was playing a game with me because we used to play like me and him and my other coworker. We used to play like joke around on each other, like play little pranks on each other.
I have a whole episode about relationships next, so y'all don't even know it. That's why I was trying to get Daddy to come today. I have a whole episode about relationships, so yeah, we gotta say that. We gonna save that from next. My last so you just said that you basically just don't like when women don't hold themselves as ladies. Just be ladies. You don't got to be out here cursing and doing all that,
Right.
But like I said, a lot of people don't even know what that even means to be a lady. They think that just being in a woman body is just being a lady.
Yeah.
For me, I have some stuff I don't like about my generation either, and that's not me depicting women because I do it too, and I don't do it all the time. Let me rephrase. I don't do it, but I fall in the habits of certain stuff, but not everything because I'm just my own person. I just believe in being more like femme. But something that I don't like that women do, I don't like I don't like that women shake their butt in the club, like twerking. I don't like it. I don't like that women, and I'm not gonna make it seem like I have friends and I have friends that do dance in the club and shake their butt and stuff like that, and I encourage them, but that's because we among other women, it's girls. Right. But when you start to get around guys and you doing it to perform for them, to me, no shade, y'all. I'm not saying don't twerk, baby, twerk, do what you got to do, like live in whatever you want. But when you're performing, I feel like it's a performance for guys to get guys riled up, and sometimes it gives the wrong impression. The girl could be the nicest girl ever, and then now she's shaking her butt in the club, and now you think that she just and she not even that. So now he trying her like she that, and she not even that. Like she won't even. She probably she could have been a virgin. You know what I'm saying, or something.
Because that's how she portrayed herself. She portrayed herself,
and I'm not saying that you can't empower. You can't be empowering yourself in that way, but I'm just saying like. Just like I just feel like females, like I don't know, like me seeing, like I see like stuff on the internet all the time. Girls be in the club, they just be twerking around guys. Guys got their phone out recording them, like like hyping them up. The girls,
I don't like that.
I don't like that. It's so tasteless to me. It's so tasteless to me. It is so tasteless. I just feel like y'all putting on a show for her. You're not even making no money for this. You ain't even no stripper. You doing it for free.
Right.
You shaking your goodies for free.
Right.
And you're not even getting paid for that.
Right.
And you putting on for these guys. Like, bro, it's so distasteful for me. It's so distasteful for me. I'm not saying you can't dance and do what you do, but just, like, limit yourself. I'm not saying limit her. That should be you. But I'm just saying, like, the impression. It's just the impression I feel. You want to have fun? Yes. Like I said, among my friends dance on me when I'm out in the club. They twerk on me and stuff like that. That's cool, though. We all girls. Right. Like, that's cool. Like, but once you get to like really performing for guys and become eye candy for them, it's so distasteful for me. I personally, girls ask me all the time, or like being the way I am, I'm so pretty and stuff like that. And because it's so norm now that all the girls dance in the club and shake their butt and stuff like that, people be so surprised that I be in the club and I don't twerk. I don't twerk, y'all. I don't twerk. Everybody knows that. I do 2 steps. I dance. I really just regular dance. I don't twerk. I do a little pop on my butt, but that's it. I'm not doing more than that. You won't catch me in the middle of the floor bent over like, going crazy. You're not going to catch me like that because I feel like I'm too good for that. Right. No shade. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do anything. I could just sit here and be cute and dance, and I'm going to get a lot of attention, respectfully. And I'm not saying that they doing that for attention. You're doing that because you're having a good time. You might just like to dance.
Right.
But I just feel like it just gives off a certain image. And if you are in the club, this is just me. If you're in a club and you scouting for guys who spending that money, you can't scout for guys who spending that money if you bent over twerking.
Exactly.
You can't figure out who the baller or who not the baller, who got the money, who not. You can't differentiate them because you bent over. You can't pay attention.
Right.
So if I'm in the club and I'm 2-stepping, I can see what's going on. I can see who's spending money, who's not spending money, because I'm not bent over twerking. I'm doing a 2-step. I'm watching. I'm aware. I'm drinking, but I'm aware.
Makes sense.
So you can't, like, I'm just saying for the girls who be like, I want to find it with money. If you in the club doing that, you can't find them because you're not paying attention. You bent over, you twerking, you shaking butt, and now you twerking and doing all that, and you attracting all the bums.
Right.
Hello, you attracting all the bums.
Yep. Like that's who's gonna come to you.
Yeah, you attracting all the bums and dusties because that's what they like. They ain't got nothing.
Right.
So they gonna try you because they ain't got nothing. Mm-hmm. I really wish y'all get that through y'all head. Like, no shade. Like, Megan Thee Stallion, them could twerk like that. They rich.
They rich. They got money.
They got it. They in a club full of ballers.
Right.
They in section. They don't even have to have a section. It's reserved for them.
Right.
They walk through the door. It's it. They know their names. They don't have to do it.
Right.
It's a difference. Like, it's a difference. They came with the money. The guys that's there is automatically with money. They want to be around those girls because they got money
and they got money.
Exactly. Yeah.
They both got money.
If you just normal like me or regular like me, bro, like I'm telling y'all, if you relax with the twerking in the club, do a little 1-2, be cute about it. You can twerk, you can shake your butt, but be classy with it. I'm telling you, you gonna find the guys that got the money. It might be a persona, but I'm saying for that night. Mm-hmm. For that night, if you don't want to spend no more money, you gonna find them if you just chilling. He gonna buy your friends drinks. I'm telling y'all. He gonna bring his friends that got money that's gonna buy y'all drinks. I'm telling y'all, like, for real, like, you gonna find it. Like, but if you all on the floor, like you not gonna find them. You just gonna attract dusties, and all they gonna do is, I'm not saying that in the club that even if you doing that, you're not doing that or whatever. I'm not saying that if you're doing that, you're not gonna attract people who are gonna be trying to have a one night stand with you, but it's now you're like a red flag. Like, you're a walking target. Like, you're a walking target. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a walking target. Like, so to each his own. Mm-hmm. Some people just like to do that. Do it, be safe, but just be mindful what you're putting out there and what image you're putting out there for yourself. You might not care, but just be mindful. Like, just be mindful what you're doing. When I be in the club, like I said, I don't twerk. I'm real cute. I'm real sedity. And that's why when they see me, guys, I'm tall, so you could notice me. But then not only that, I'm not twerking. I stand out automatically because they're like, who is she? Why is she not doing what everybody else is doing? Right. What's up with her? Like, I wanna see about that. It works for me every time. I do it on purpose. For real. I do it on purpose. Like, I do it on purpose. It's not that I can't dance. It's not because I don't know. I just leave that for a certain time. Like, you gotta leave some mysteriousness to yourself. Mm-hmm. You can't always just be like, oh, I'm just about to shake my
Can't put yourself out there all the time.
Like, you gotta leave some type of mysterious to yourself.
Out there at one time.
Yeah. Leave some mysteriousness to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Like, but definitely sex sells though. But leave some mysterious to yourself. Last one. What is how do you show your self-love? And what is the meaning? Yeah. How do you show love, and how do you what makes you feel the most love? And then we're gonna end it there.
You wanna go first?
Oh, okay. So I'll go first. How do I show love? Mm-hmm. How do I show love? I show love by listening to people, like listening to the things that they like, they want, they need, and I show love through acts of services. Acts of services is like doing things for people. Like say they like, oh, I needed to wash my clothes. I didn't get a chance to wash my clothes. I'll wash your clothes for you. Like, oh, I didn't get a chance to go to the store. I picked it up for you. Oh, I need help writing this list. I already wrote the list for you. Like, that's the way of me showing love. I like acts of service for myself as well. I like when people try to make my life easier. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's love. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you care. But I like to listen to what people like, to show them love. And for myself, like, show love to myself. But like I said, just doing what I want to do for myself. Like, whatever it is I want to do, and just sticking by it and setting those boundaries and just doing what makes me feel good at the end of the day, no matter what it is. I can't think of anything specific because my mind is always going a million miles an hour. But whatever it is at that moment that I want to do that makes me feel good, just doing it. That way. But when do I feel the most love? Like I said, when I feel the most love is when people are doing acts of services for me. When people actually listen to stuff and be like, didn't you say you like doing that? Or, oh, I thought about you. You said that you wanted to do that, and
Mhm.
I thought about like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really shows me like, okay, like you care, like, you know what I'm saying, like you thought that through. You didn't have to. You didn't have to think about that.
Mhm.
So that's when I feel loved the most. Or like when I'm around like Pootie, I feel loved the most when I'm around him. Or like my
Mhm.
family, that's when I feel loved the most. Like just laughing, just vibing. That's when I
Mhm.
feel loved the most. So yeah.
I feel love the most is when, I get mysterious
When you're
gifts.
needed, you just said
And
that.
when I'm needed, yeah. When I'm around my grandkids, I feel very loved when I'm around them. When I'm being pampered.
Ooh,
I like being
spoiled.
pampered.
That's spoiled.
I love to be pampered.
Me too.
So, yeah.
How do you show love? I think you kind of answered this earlier.
Yeah, I did.
She said she show love by being needed, like
Being
doing things
needed,
for people.
doing
Sounds
things,
similar.
yeah.
Doing things for people.
Like I kept hearing my husband say, I gotta get me another smartwatch. I gotta get me another smartwatch. I gotta get this. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy him that for his birthday, And that's what I did. Like you did to me that time when you kept saying all the time, I'm gonna get me a new iPad. I'm gonna get me a new iPad. And you went and brought me a new iPad. Things like that.
Yeah, that makes
I like
good.
stuff like that. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna end this podcast here. It was a lot to be covered. Hopefully it answered a lot of people's stuff, or help a lot of people with things that, just have you food for thoughts, and just put a lot of stuff in perspective. I really have fun doing this because I love to talk. I don't like to stop talking.
She loves to talk.
I love to talk. Like that's why when I meet people who like to talk, I'm like, yes,
she
loves
to talk. She's been doing this from a little girl.
I love to talk.
From a little girl, she been talking my head off. She been talking me. I be putting her to sleep. She put me to sleep. I said, oh my God.
So I like to talk, and I like to listen to people.
Yeah, it's good though. It's a good
I like
thing.
to listen to people as well, like to see what they're thinking. I like to hear what other people are thinking, what's on their mind.
Yeah,
as well.
And also, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yes.
All the grandmas. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Enjoy your day.
All right, and we just gonna end it there. Bye. I'll see y'all guys in my next episode 2. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it's gonna be about. Just know, it's gonna be about relationships, y'all. It's gonna be about relationships. That's supposed to be my episode 2.
Hopefully we can.
I ain't talking about no relationship.
Hopefully we could get my husband to come in and we could.
Because that's the only way I could do the episode. It's about relationships.
Yeah, hopefully we could get my husband to come in and we could sit down and we could talk about relationships and stuff.
But all right, guys, bye. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I gotta go home and cook.